Hey everyone, it is day one of the Creating Your Super Staff Challenge, and I am so excited to be with you guys. I can tell you that this is going to be an absolute treat. There's so many new people registered, and we cannot wait to meet you. So we want you to do us a favor, and we want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from. Rep your city for a second. Let us know where you're from. We want to get to know you in the Childcare Millionaires community. For those of you who do not know, my name is B. Woods, Brandy Woods, the millionaire midwife and your millionaire child care success coach. And this week we're talking all things creating your super staff. So go ahead and do me a favor. Drop your name in the chat. Drop your city in the chat. Let's get to know each other. We're about to get started in just a second. Please do me a favor. Tag your childcare friends. Tag your accountability partners if you're already in the group. We have so much to discuss, so much that's about to be going on. You don't want to even miss a minute. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. Hey everyone, we're stepping into greatness at the Childcare Millionaires Retreat. I'm so excited just to meet and connect with everyone. I can't wait until day 2. Today we learn how to rest, how to rejuvenate, how to build relationships, and how to have a Candyland experience in our childcare centers. I'm so excited to be here with you. It's your coach B. Woods, the millionaire midwife, signing off. See you guys tomorrow. Don't ever miss a Childcare Millionaires event. That's what I learned today. Thank you all for coming. Thank our speakers and thank our guests. We love you. See you soon. When I tell y'all I'm in love with Childcare Millionaires, that is an understatement. We started this journey almost 3 years ago. We're almost to our 3-year anniversary, but we really started rocking and rolling during the pandemic last year. We banded together literally as a family because we knew several things. One, there was no one coming to save us. We were committed to saving ourselves. You know, our industry took just a major hit like so many other industries. I'm not trying to downplay, what any other industry went through. But for us, this was totally different. Some of us did virtual schooling. We had to be very inventive with our staff. We had to change our regulations. There were so many unknowns in our industry, but our industry was one of the only industries that did not close worldwide, because there were so many essential workers that needed to go to work. And so we, childcare owners and directors, we hung in there and we stuck to it. And I want to say congratulations to you, because you have done something amazing, something phenomenal over the last 18 months. You have defied all the odds. You've stayed in business. You've taken care of America's children. And for that, I salute you and I congratulate you. And I tell you that I am absolutely proud of you. And I just want to say welcome to all of my friends in the chat. I see Leslie. I see Keisha. I see new friends. Hey, Renee Otten. I see Angela Walker. Looks like a new friend. Krista Wilburn. So do me a favor. If this is your very first challenge with Childcare Millionaires, I want you to go ahead and put new in the chat. Please put new in the chat. If this is your very first experience with us. So we do online events all the time. We do a lot of free online events. I mean, we try to do those events right here from our business page, but we have a wonderful, phenomenal Facebook group that if you haven't joined, you need to go ahead and join. We want to make sure that you join the conversation and that you get all of your badges and everything this week. I'm going to put the link in the chat, but it's childcare, bit.ly Childcare Millionaires group. And we want to make sure that you join the group because that's where we have really, really, really intimate conversations. It is a 100% free. It doesn't cost you anything to join, but that's where we talk about the nitty gritty and we can ask questions that we maybe will not ask in public. So we want to make sure that you know that that group is there for you. So I see a lot of newbies. Hey, Tracy Justice, welcome. Welcome, Patricia Ghostin. Angela, Terry, welcome, 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 LaJoyce, all of you new people, we welcome you. Shantae, Renee, Allison, Danetta, we welcome you from the bottom of our hearts to the Childcare Millionaires community. Now, where are my true people at? We got some people that's new to the group, but man, we have some true childcare soldiers. You know, make me think about I don't know. I'm about to date myself because I came up in the era of Master P, No Limit Soldiers. I thought I told you. Where are my childcare soldiers at? Those of you who are true to the game, you've been with us for a while. You've been to some of our challenges and some of our summits. Let me go ahead and see you drop true in the chat. I know, Javed. Listen. You know, the closer I get to 45, 50, you know, sometimes I start dating myself. Yeah, we have been no limit soldiers when it comes to childcare. We have done everything that we needed to do. I see Daphne say no limit. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Lisa, for being on. Thank you, Joyce, for being on. So without further ado, we want to get started because we have so much that we want to share with you. But before we get started, do you have your challenge pack? Because we will be using this challenge pack all week long. This challenge pack is about 60 pages, plus it has some downloads in it that's going to help you make sure that you can follow along all week. Now, this is the skinnier version of me, but you need your challenge pack. So if you have your challenge pack in hand, put yes, yes in the chat. Tonight we'll be working, I believe, in pages 1 through 8. Yeah, we'll be working in pages 1 through 8 tonight. Even if you haven't printed the challenge pack and you can work with it online, it's a fillable PDF, but I suggest that you print it. You can send it to Kiko's. You can print it at your computer at your school, but I would definitely suggest that you print this out because you will need it. Let's just say you register for the challenge, but you did not get the challenge pack. It's never too late. I put the link at the bottom, and you can go ahead and grab that challenge pack. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so tonight we're going to start our challenge, creating a superhero childcare staff. And the truth of the matter is, many of us have struggled with staff. If this has been a struggle for you, you've either struggled hiring new staff, you've struggled with your staff doing what they're supposed to do, or you've struggled with your staff calling in, or if you struggle delegating to your staff so your plate is not overly full, go ahead and put the struggle is real in the chat. Because this has been a real situation. And, you know, I had to laugh because some of the people, as we were promoting for the challenge, they were like, well, if you just pay them more, they'll do better. Many of us can tell you that that's not always true. Sometimes that works, but sometimes that does not. Some people were saying, in there, how could you be overstaffed? We worked on it very, very hard, but we managed to be overstaffed in such a crazy time. But the struggle is real. How can you keep your staff motivated? Brandy, if you could tell me that, I'll be so excited. If you could tell me how to keep my staff motivated, how do you work when someone on your staff has COVID, and your staff ratio drops again? These are all the things that we're going to be discussing this week. Cheyenne said, hey, the struggle is real. 3 call-ins and we're on early leave today. The struggle is real, right? And the crazy thing about it is, if we don't address it and we don't just take it for what it is, we will suffer in silence. And we don't want to suffer in silence. We want to get to a point where we can focus on the growth of our business, but we can't focus on the growth of our business without the right amount of staff. So if you feel like this is an on-time challenge and this is an on-time subject for childcare, go ahead and do me a favor and put on time in the chat. Now, you may say, this lady is having me type, but I know a little bit about the brain. And this is what the brain does. When you write something, when you type something, the brain is automatically receiving and sending information. The synapses is getting stronger. So I want you to be fully participatory in tonight. And the reason why is, 1, it's on time. 2, we know the struggle is real, but we are tired of just surviving in our business, and we are ready to thrive in our childcare business. And we can't do that without the right amount of staff. Someone asked where you get the challenge pack. I believe Sade dropped the link, but it's also across the screen. You can go ahead and get your challenge pack. So let's get started. Who is this lady that's been following me on Facebook? I've seen her more in the last few days than I've ever seen her. But guys, I am an entrepreneur and an educator just like you. For the last 22 years, I've dedicated my life to education, and I absolutely love it. And one of the things that I realized early on is I love educating adults. I think even more than I love educating kids. And over time, I began to, in the school district, because that's where my career began. I was a teacher, and then I was a curriculum director, and then I was an administrator. I just climbed up that ladder. And I began to realize if we were really going to change the dynamics of schools, we really needed to start with the adults. And so my mantra is literally believe big, expect big, right? This is my mantra that I believe by. We can make big changes. We can get what we need out of ourselves and our staff. So I come to you, yes, as an Amazon bestselling author, yes, as a mother of 6 and a grandmother of 3. I've traveled all over the world, Egypt, Israel, all the states, Hawaii. I love to travel. I'm a multi-center owner. I'm a commercial real estate investor. And at the end of the day, I'm still in my center just like you. And the reason why I think that is so uber important is I have felt the stress, the weight, all of the struggle during the pandemic. But I decided not to give up. And I want you to make that decision with me that I am not going to give up. You literally need to begin to declare it. I'm not going to give up. It's time to create a childcare super staff. It's time to create a staff that can carry the business where I don't have to carry the whole business on my back. How many of you can truly say your load has been heavy? Your load has been heavy, right? How many of you can say, Brandy, hey, my load has been heavy. I got some back pains. And do me a favor, while you guys are sharing that, I definitely want you to share this video as well. I love this. Nisha says, I'm definitely not giving up. I came too far. I love that. Anna said, hey, it's been very heavy. To be honest, it's been very heavy. And one of the reasons why we did this challenge is because I don't want you to feel like you're the only person experiencing these things. I'm a movie buff, and it's this movie called Dream Girls. And in this movie, Jennifer Hudson sings a song, and she's like, heavy, heavy. You got so heavy, baby. That's how I feel a little bit about business. Hey, it got heavy at some point, and I had to figure out a way to make this heavy thing light. And I made a decree, and some of you were there when I made this decree. I was like, we're going to help each other. But I also made a decree that we're not going to give up. And over the last 18 months, we've done all of these challenges. We did the Oh Happy Day challenge, where we talked about how to survive during COVID. We did the Plan Your Year challenge. We've done back to school summits 2 years in a row. We've opened our accelerator membership. We've done whatever it took for us to make this business lighter and lighter and lighter. And so I want to tell you some ways that you can make this challenge work for you. And I want to give you the 3 goals of this challenge. My first goal is so simple, but I want to make sure that we support childcare owners in creating a super staff. Some of you are thinking that it's your fault. Some of you are thinking, what did I do to deserve this? And I want to tell you, you did nothing. But there's a lot of things that you can do to turn the tide, right? My second biggest goal is to help you reclaim your time so you can work on your business and not in your business. How many of you feel like you want to reclaim your time? You're ready to take a vacation. You're ready to have some time freedom where you feel like you're not in prison the 12 hours that you're open every day, that you're not on pins and needles, that you're not waiting for the next person to call in, that you can actually get back to the business of enjoying entrepreneurship. How many of you are ready to reclaim your time? And if so, put reclaim my time in the chat. I see some yeses. Absolutely. And my third, but definitely not least, is to help you increase the effectiveness and efficiency of every single center. There are things that we can do to make our center grow faster and stronger. And if you agree, I want you to tap that heart that's on your screen. If you agree that there's some things that can make your center stronger, I love this. Reclaim my time, Lord. Yes. Yes, and you deserve it. Absolutely, Kanisha, you deserve it. Absolutely, you deserve it. And so these are our 3 goals of the challenge. And so we hope that every day as we're going through the challenge that you will find ways to do those things in your business. So like I said, make sure that you have your challenge pack, have it ready to go. We're going to be doing pages 1 through 8 on tonight. We will use our challenge pack every single day as we go throughout the challenge. So here's some ways you can get the most out of the challenge. Just some quick housekeeping. Number 1, set your clock for 7:15 Central Standard Time. So for some of you, that's 8:15. Your family and your husband is going to be wondering, why is mom listening to this at this time of night? You're going to be wondering, why are you staying up? But you need to stay up. My people in California, I know that it's just 5:30. Some of your centers will still be open when we start, but I need you to be on. I need you to be on time. Have your challenge pack. Number 3, do your daily assignments. This doesn't mean anything if you just listen and you don't have any application. You got to do the work. And a part of you doing the work is doing the assignments that we will assign at the end of every day. And then last but not least, make sure you post your badges in the Facebook group. And I'm going to show you what those badges look like in just a second. Your badges is a badge of honor. Where's my badge game? We have some people really attesting every night, doing their work and making sure that they were tweaking what that they need to do. I love it. Christina say, listen, I left early. I was ready. I love it. But you want to make sure that you join the Facebook group, and you also want to make sure that you're posting your badges. We do have text reminders. If you received a text reminder today, just put text in the chat. You can take a screenshot of this. If you didn't sign up for the text reminders with the challenge, you can still not too late. That way you can know everything that's going on in time. So here are our badges. Today, there are 2 badges that you can earn, but every day you'll be able to earn a badge. And this badge will signify that you did the work to get better. You did the work to reclaim your time. You did the work so we can end the struggle bus phase and get into the phase of our business where we are making strides in the right direction. We have 2 super badges, and I cannot wait to do the blue badge. We're going to be talking about that twice this week. But we do have our Childcare Millionaires Conference in November, and then I will pursue my $33,000. I cannot wait until I see a lot of those badges. I'm going to tell you how you can get up to $33,000 in tax credits for your staff. I think if you don't stay for any other reason, if you don't join in for any other reason, you need to join in to learn the details surrounding that. And then every day we have some daily giveaways. So I'm going to give you 3 keywords. And as I give the keywords, I'm going to ask you to write them down. Do not put them in the chat. Do not put the keywords in the chat. But at the very end of the day, we will let you know what to do with those keywords. And we will pick 2 lucky winners to give a $25 Amazon gift card to today. But that's not where we stop. I know the challenge is free, but I love giving gifts. Here's some other gifts that we'll be giving. One is an HP laptop. We gave one last time. We'll give another laptop away. 2, $100 airfare gift card, right? Just in case you want to come to Houston, we want to help you with your flight. And one of the key things to my staff effectiveness has been our walkie-talkies. So I want to gift a center with a set of walkie-talkies. Now, you can go ahead and tell me which prize are you claiming, or if you don't want any prize, it's okay. I may have to keep some of the prizes. But no, so write down your keywords. We'll do our daily prize, but at the end of the week, we will be looking for those most involved players. People who are involved. They're coming every night. They're doing their homework. Anna says she wants the laptop. They're doing their homework. They're involved. Nanisha says she wants all of them. That's not fair. Ma'am, you cannot get all of them. Pauline says, hey, I'll take that laptop. Thank you. Thank you. Sharika says, listen, I want to get flued out. I'll take the airfare. I love it. So we will be giving these gifts away. There's no rush for the challenge, but we do want to reward people and give you tools that will grow your business for you showing up every single night. All right, so let's get into our challenge. Every day we will talk about one aspect of creating your own super staff. And tonight we're going to be talking about your role in your staff. And I know you love me now, but I hope you love me at the end. I hope that you're still in love with me. I hope you're singing that you're in love with me at the end, because a lot of times when we talk about staffing, we want to talk about who's on the other side of the table, who's in the classrooms, who's answering the phone. But before we can make any big move in our business, you know who we need to look at first? I'm going to give you a second to put it in the chat. There's one person that you need to look at first, and that's not anyone else. That person is you, right? So Michael Jackson, is one of my favorite artists. I'm a 70s baby. He said, listen, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. So we have to start with the person in the mirror. I wish I could sing y'all. I literally would sing y'all a full song. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah. That's what we got to start with. You can want to start with everyone else and you can put everyone else to blame. But at the end of the day, you have to start with yourself. So day one, we're dedicating how to create a super staff. We're going to discuss your role as a leader, right? Because some of us, our staff is messed up because we messed up. Some of us, our staff is not taking accountability because we're not taking accountability. Uh-oh. Do y'all still like me? I hope so. But we want a staff that's going to serve your vision and not a staff that's going to destroy your business from the inside out. But in addition, you can't destroy your business from the inside out. So it's very important that we take some time tonight before we talk about what other people need to do. We got to talk about what you need to do. Now, everything that we have done thus far in our business, right, has been to grow our business. I don't believe that there's any one person who is on purpose trying to destroy their business from the inside out. But there are some things that we do that are counterproductive to our growth. And those are the things that I want to talk about tonight. So I always tease my audience and I ask them, as the leader, you have to decide who you want to be. Do you want to be the $7 chick or the 7-figure chick? Because to be honest, your employees, your staff, your volunteers, they will never be more invested than you are. And there's no way that you can want a 7-figure empire and you have $7 leadership skills. See, the person at the window of McDonald's and the person who's in the corporate office doing the SOPs and deciding on what new training and what new promotions, they're not the same. They can't act the same. They can't have the same goals. They don't have the same function. But many of us are so tied down to the $7 an hour jobs in our empire that we never get to perform and act and be in the role of the owner, the 7-figure earner. So Lisa says, I'll take 7 figures. Tay is praying. She said, oh, Father, help. We just have to face the elephant in the room. And the main thing that I really want you guys to do tonight is take an assessment of your role of where you are right now. So we're going to do a pre-assessment. And I'm going to ask you 5 questions. And for each of these questions, I want you to answer it as honestly as possible. Now, last time I had them all on one screen and you guys went ahead of me. I said, not today, Satan. First, I want to know, what is your primary role? Are you the owner? Are you the director? Or are you doing it all? Owner, director, teacher, driver, cook. What's your role right now at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time? Which one of these would you say will be your main role in your business? Owner, director, or you're doing it all? Okay. All right. So Allison says I'm the director. Pauline, she just said I'm the owner management. Nicole says I'm doing it all. I do it all. It's up and down, but I'm getting there. Director. Okay. There's no right or wrong answer. We just want you to take a moment and do this assessment. We want you to take a moment and really think. Question number 2. What's your stress level right now? Is it high? Is it low? Is it moderate? Or is it high? Right now, in your childcare business, what's your stress level? And you're like, oh, Brandy, we can't fix what we don't face. We cannot fix what we don't face. I love that Georgia says my stress level is low. She's the only low. Shorty got low. I love it. High, moderate. Someone says through the roof. Moderate, high. Janice, another low. Good. Cheyenne says, hi, never stop thinking about work. We had this conversation this week with one of our mastermind members, Cheyenne, about how at a point you got to turn it off. You have to turn it off so you can refuel and recharge. All right? Allison. Now that was funny. I think this is going to be my favorite. She says, my stress is 7 figures. I don't want your stress to be 7 figures. So let's answer this next question. How many hours a day do you work? And I'm going to frame this in your center. How many physical hours are you in your center? Because I'm talking to owners and directors, but most of you, I'm looking at your owners. How many hours a week are you physically in your center? I want to know. So for the lowest I see is Letitia. But I see some 11, 7 to 10, 11 or more, 7 to 10, 20. $11 or more. No center yet. Well, congratulations, Terry, for being here. And LaShonda, congratulations for being here. All right. 6 to 4, 8 to 10. So 6 hours, 2 days a week, and 8 hours, 3 days a week. And Joyce, I'm so happy because the last time we did this challenge, I think you were working a little more, 4 to 6. So ideally, if you are working and you are working still as the director, you may be doing 7 to 10. You may be doing an 8-hour shift. But if you are an owner and you have a director, your goal should be 4 to 6 hours. And at some point, that may not be every day. This is growth. She said 9, but I've cut back from 15 hours, right? And this is important, just making progress. Let's go to our next question. Staff effectiveness. Now, I compared these to restaurants, and everybody knows there's a big difference in going to McDonald's line, a Chick-fil-A line, and a restaurant like Ruth Chris. I mean, Chick-fil-A is great for drive-through, but if you want some stellar 5-star, pop your napkin, brush the crumbs from your table, your glass never empty service, if you go to Ruth Chris, you're going to assume that. Now, when you go to Chick-fil-A, you feel happy because they seem happy to serve you. They're like, welcome to Chick-fil-A. How may I help you? Happy to serve you. My pleasure. How many sauces would you want? You want 15 Polynesians? Absolutely. You can have 15 for one order of fries. You try to go to McDonald's and get 15 of anything. You roll up to the window, they be like, what you want? Uh-huh. Yeah. It's a total different experience, right? Do you guys agree? So I'm asking right now, if you had to compare your staff effectiveness, come on, just be honest. McDonald's, your ice cream machine always broke. Everybody got a little attitude. People really not invested in work. Are you Chick-fil-A, where service is your priority, where teamwork is, what you guys aspire to, and that when you do make a mistake, you correct it? Or are you Ruth Chris? I mean, white glove service. You know what, Leslie, Leslie says Taco Bell with the stomach ache and everything. I literally almost fell out my chair. Shante said we have a Ruth Chris ambiance with Chick-fil-A service. So the beauty of the building is great, and great customer service. Get to Ruth Chris. I love that. Shante, Nisha says they just ghetto and Mickey D's. I mean, literally, you just expect it now, right? You kind of expect it. If you don't have a staff, you're your staff, right? So how is your effectiveness? And my last question, what is your biggest staff concern? Do you need more teachers? Do you need a director? Or do you need the staff you have to be effective? Now, you cannot choose but one. You cannot choose but one. But the reason why I wanted to do this pre-assessment is so we can all start on a level playing field and realize where we are. Hey, my role is a director and I'm stressed and I'm working 11 hours. My staff is functioning like Chick-fil-A and I need this. Or my role is the owner. I'm working 4 to 6 hours. My stress level is moderate. My staff's effectiveness is like McDonald's. I still got to work there, and I need more effectiveness. So this assessment, this assessment helps you really focus and frame what we're going to do over the next few days. Some people say, I need more teachers. Hey, Janice. Some people say, I just need my staff to be more effective. Wherever you are, it really doesn't matter where you are today. It's going to matter where you are in the next 30 days when we put these things to practice. For me, I think mine would be effectiveness. I have directors. I have enough teachers, but I want my staff to move from that Chick-fil-A, sometimes McDonald's spirit, to a really accountable Ruth Chris Stellar experience. So after doing this assessment, we have to really talk about us and what kind of leader are we. And to be honest, some of us have been leading out of frustration. Some of us have been leading out of desperation. And some of us have been leading out of inspiration. And we're at a point where we're inspiring our staff. Things are going well. And some of us, we're taking a very hands-off approach. And we're just like, hey, I'm going to see where the ship going to land. But you do have to take into account, what is your leadership role? Is your role right now the fixer? Are you Olivia Pope? You're putting out fire after fire, right? Or are you a team player where you're really just collaborating, right, with your team? Or are you on that Meryl Streep situation where literally you're just assessing and you feel disgusted with your team most of the time? So it's very hard to lead with positivity when you're frustrated or you feel like you're putting out fires. We all want to be the leader at the top where we're training and we're collaborating. But sometimes we're just like, I'm tired of this constant rotation of problems. I'm tired of this constant rotation of people. I'm frustrated with the call-ins. I'm sick of me sounding like a broken record and my staff doing one thing, and I know that I've trained them to do something else, right? But we're steady trying to be the leader in the middle that's leading from the front. that's leading with a sense of positivity, that's leading with a sense of effort, that's leading with the idea, I want to make this team more effective. So I'm trying to get out of the Olivia Pope Brandy. I'm trying to not be the Meryl Streep, and I'm always frustrated and disgusted with their work. What do I need to do as a leader to get out of that place where I'm truly collaborating with my team and I'm truly building capacity in them? I'm truly building a super staff, because that's what we want, right? But the first thing we have to come is we have to figure out where we are. Literally, some of us are saying, fire after fire. Just give me a fireman suit and an engine truck and just call me a firefighter, right? And I don't want us to be there. If we're putting out that many fires, that means we have some operational deficits that we need to control. If we're frustrated with our staff, that means we have some training deficits, or we need to release some people to their destiny because they're not doing the right thing. But we're going to talk about them tomorrow. Today, we get to talk about us. So there are 3 roles in your business, and many of us are frustrated when we don't have these 3 roles clearly defined. If you're still with me and you can hear me good and you're ready to rock and roll, put a number 3 in the chat. So there are 3 types of roles in every single business. Whether we want there to be 3 or not, there are 3. And these 3 are very clear. And I've taught on this before. And I'm going to keep teaching on it until most of us get to number 3. The first person is the technician. These are people that do the work. These are your teachers, your openers, your closers, your cooks, your drivers. These are not the roles that you should be doing at all if you're an owner director. But a technician does the work. It does not mean that a technician is less than you. It just means that their role is to do the work. Their role is not to make big decisions. But some of us get frustrated with our technicians because we want them to make decisions. That's not their role. Some of us get frustrated because we're in classes all day and we're cooking all day and we're driving all day. Who told you to? You're not in your role. So a portion of our frustration comes when we don't have these roles. The second role is a manager. Now, a manager is like your director. Still not your role if you are an owner. And I saw some people that were owner and directors and they signed up for the class together. I'm so glad you're here because I want you to go and have this conversation internally. A manager's job is to establish order in the workplace. Doesn't that sound like a director? What does a choir director do? They establish order. What does a traffic director do? They establish order. How do they establish order? They're making sure the technicians are working properly. That means they cannot also be a technician. So how many of you even have a manager in the building overseeing what needs to be done? Or has everybody slipped into the role of a technician and there's no one establishing order? Because guess what? This is a law of physics, and I'm going to show that I'm smart right now. She's smart right now. The law of physics say nothing attends to order. Everything attends to chaos unless order is established. So what does this mean, Brandy? Because that was a whole bunch of words. Your staff is not going to be in order unless you establish order. They're not going to stay in order unless they are managed. Don't leave me. Can y'all stay with me? If you're going to stay, will you put I'm going to stay in the chat? Please stay. Stay, because this is so important. I need you guys to stay. So many of you really don't have a managerial role. You just don't. And so what happens is nobody is confronting the staff on a regular basis. When they do mess up, nobody is providing coaching and training. We may be having conversations, but nobody is really reestablishing the order in your business. Thank y'all for staying. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. And this is the third role, and this is the role that most of us should be playing. If you are an owner, go ahead and put owner in the chat. If you're a director, put director so I can kind of know the difference. An entrepreneur, the owner of the childcare establishment, this is your role. To think ahead, not think day to day. Your job is to think ahead and to make plans for the future. Oh my goodness. I'm stressed because I'm being the technician. I'm trying to manage the day-to-day, and I'm trying to think ahead, but I'm tired. I'm busted and disgusted. Because most of my working hours, I'm either the technician or the manager. And I have no time to think ahead. I have no time to plan for the business. I don't know what we're doing for Christmas for our Christmas party. I don't know what I'm training my staff on next week. I have no idea because I am a technician and a manager and no one is thinking ahead. So me as an owner, I'm thinking ahead. I have new staff. We need a new staff boot camp. They need orientation on this. We need to buy these new kits. I'm thinking ahead because the director is doing the day-to-day and she's managing. So things do not attend to chaos, but they attend to order. And my job is to support the manager, to foresee the problems, to make plans, and to think ahead. Oh my God, doesn't that sound good? That you could be in a position where you are more thoughtful about the needs of your center and you're not just responding Olivia Pope style to every fire. Without these three things, our childcare centers, they are not optimized. Who is working on the financials? Not you, because you're being a manager. Who is working on the next program, the next big event? Not you, because you're being a technician. Who is dealing with a greater level of customer service so parents can get their 1-year anniversary gifts, so staff can be recognized? Not you, because you're too busy driving the van. And what happens is every role gets pushed down. Now the manager, she becomes more of a technician because every time someone is out, she has to push into a classroom. She has to push onto the van. So establishing these roles in your center and being very honest about who should do what and what role they should play on a regular basis is super important. Does that mean that I will never whoop up a pot of spaghetti? Absolutely not. Does that mean that I will never, ever have to drive my van? Absolutely does not. But that is not my role. And I'm not going to push myself into a lesser role than I don't maintain the leadership of the center. Some of you guys are running multi-7-figure empires. And almost everybody is running at least a 6-figure empire that I'm looking at, right? How do you expect to run a multi-7-figure empire, a multi-6-figure empire, but nobody is thinking ahead? Nobody is planning for the future. Nobody is managing the chaos. Nobody is establishing order. and you expect for the staff to be miraculous and great. So this is a lie that we have to overcome, that people should just do what they're supposed to do because they know what they're supposed to do. If that was the case, I would literally be a size 2, right? Because I know what I'm supposed to do, but I still sip on this Coke and I still eat Cheetos. We have to manage our staff, not from a place of frustration like Meryl Streep, and not from a place of just I'm a fire putter outer like Olivia Pope. We have to have set times to set things in order in our business, and this is the set time. Hey, you know what? She can. Let her sign up. Let her go back and listen. Because this is what you guys got to decide. You and her, you guys have to decide what are your roles so you can move the company, so you can give those raises. That's okay, Aaliyah. It's being recorded. Because anytime that you guys don't have these roles together, you will definitely be frustrated. So just before we move off of this page and we move into our workbooks, I want to ask you, what role are you committed to playing? What role are you committed to playing? I'm the entrepreneur. My body could have went to work today, but that's not where my brain needed to be. My brain needed to be, it's the end of third quarter. We're going into fourth quarter. I need to think ahead. I need to do the things that I need to do to think ahead. Would my staff have loved me to be on the floor today? Yes. And I try when I go in for my 4 to 6 hours, I try to be ever present for them. But that's not my role anymore. It once was. So you do have to know where you are in your cycle of ownership, because in the cycle of ownership, there will be times where you spend a lot of time. You'll spend a lot of time on the floor with your people. You'll spend a lot of time with your parents. Oh my God. You'll spend a lot of time. And then there's going to become a day that you don't even know every student. Oh my goodness. Who can attest to that? You won't even know every parent. And it's not that you don't love every student. It's not that you don't love every parent, but that's no longer your role to enroll. When I first opened my business, I was the enrollment specialist. I was the cook. I was the teacher. I was all of that, but that's no longer my role. So as you grow in your business, your role will change. For all of my home centers, I know that you have to do a lot, but you still need an assistant that can come in and be your technician so you can manage and be an entrepreneur. Your role will change. My first school, I could only have 19 students. My next school, I could have 119 students. My next school, I could have 109 students. There's no way that I can know every single thing about 250 students if I want to stay full. So my role became less student focused and more staff focused. And then my role changed again because I was no longer the manager of the staff. My role began to manage the administration. So your role will change. And you don't let anybody make you feel bad about that. Let me give you something. And let me empower you right now. If you never change a poopy diaper again, it's okay. If you never gas up another man, it's okay. If you never cook another pot of grits, it's okay. That's no longer your role. Release it. Come on, release it. And take the power in knowing who you are in your business. And if you are a director, let me tell you something. Your owner needs you, and your owner is depending on you to manage that ship. Because without you, they can't focus on the growth of the company. Do not think that you're any less than if you're a director. And don't think that you're any less if you're a technician. So if you're a teacher and you're coming across the video, please don't have the spirit of, see, they just think that they're better. No, everybody has a role. And you may be the best teacher in the world, but your day will come when you're the director, and then you have to manage other teachers, and your role will change. I love that. Janine is saying, I'm releasing it. I don't have to do those things anymore. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. Release it and take back your ownership. I'm glad you need to hear this, Shantae. And don't make them make you feel bad. I worked every position in my daycare twice, probably 100 times. And if I don't want to do it no more, guess what? I don't have to do it. On the same token, if I need to do it, you best believe I will do it. But nobody has stayed up on Saturday nights getting welcome packets together but you. Nobody has had their family and their children cleaning up on Sundays and Saturdays but you. Grocery shopping but you. Gassing up vans but you. Going in after teachers, training teachers, being in classrooms, working hours a day. But guess what? That's no longer your role. And the first person we're going to set in order in creating our super staff is you. Somebody has to man the control room. Everybody can't go into space. Somebody has to have authority. Everybody can't be on the playground playing. So when you don't understand your role, you stop three things: order in your business, money flow in your business, and your peace. You stop order in your business because there's no one managing, there's no one setting order. 2, you stop money flow. Where there's no order, there's chaos and people are not going to stay. And 3, you stop your peace. And you can't operate a long time without peace. So we got to stay in our role. We got to stay in our role in order to maintain growth of our business, peace of mind. And we can't go pointing fingers saying, y'all need to do this. You need to do this. This department needs to do this. This needs to be happening when we're not even doing what we need to do. Some of us need to just apologize to our staff because we've been nasty. We've been stressed out. We've been rude. We haven't been committed. And we've been barely surviving. And our attitude is showing it. As a leader, you have to take hold to the fact that you are responsible for that ship no matter what. The technician is not. So this technician, they're the interface of your school. They're the heartbeat of your school. Don't devalue them. Don't underpay them. Don't think that they don't have any ideas. But they're not to lead the school. But it doesn't mean they're not valuable. You couldn't do what you do without them. We're going to talk about on, I think it's on Thursday, how your staffing is in an investment. Your staffing is an investment. And Angela, I feel you. Angela said I had to lower my capacity because I can't keep an assistant. So that means right now you're managing, right? You're putting out fires. You're operating in frustration. So you can't do what you need to do as an owner to find the right person. So I don't want you guys to get in the amen corner about shutting down, about lowering your capacity, about doing these things because you cannot find the right staff. One of the main reasons, and guys, Some of you not going to like me, but you're going to love me. Because I want to try to tell you what I wish somebody would have told me. One of the main reasons you can't do those big things that you need to do in your business is because you're being the technician and you're being the manager. So you don't have time to focus on those things. Right? And then we got to look at, why can't we keep people? And that's going to be our next few days. Why can't we keep people? Sometimes it's just because of the market, right? It's the trend. A lot of us are in the same space. But sometimes we really haven't spent even an hour that we really looking for the right candidate. Like, we're looking, we're actively looking. We're on Indeed, we're responding, we're putting out messages, we're actively looking, we're actively recruiting. And why we're not doing that is because we're too busy being the manager. We're too busy being the technician. We're too busy worrying about $7 roles, and we're getting $7 results when we have to worry about the 7-figure roles. One of the 7-figure roles in your business is HR and training. That's something everyone can do. But everyone in your center should be able to change a diaper, sweep a floor. Hopefully everyone in there can answer the phone, right? And do some of those laborious things that take our time away. The replay will stay up for the whole week, Terry. We bring the replays down on Sunday. But yes, they'll be up the whole week. And we're almost through, actually. So as the entrepreneur, there's some things that we want you guys to do for your lesson tonight. And I really want you to take time before tomorrow, and I want you to do these things now that we've talked about these 3 roles. I want to stay in the pocket. I want to stay in the pocket. And the reason why, oh yeah, Miss Hughes, you definitely need to do that. And the reason why I want you to stay in the pocket of thinking about these roles is because this is the problem. The problem is, most of the time, technicians turn into business owner. They suppress the fact that now they're an entrepreneur. They don't want people to think that they're better than them. They don't want people to say, well, you know, now she just, ugh. But you can't worry about that. Those same people are praying and they're begging for help. They're praying for a different work environment. So you have to do what you know is best for your business. And what's best is not always what's easy. What happened is sometimes we're not used to being business owners, right? How many of you have an actual business degree? If you do, put yes, and if you don't, put no. Most of us, we just love kids. You know, I went back and got my master's degree in administration, but I just love kids. And there was a lot of things that I knew how to be a great teacher, but I didn't know how to be a great entrepreneur until I invested in myself, until I went back and I had to learn. But most of us, we didn't start out with a business degree. And so we enslave ourselves to the thinking that we have to work in our business in a way that a technician or managers work. And what this does, it actually brings disorder in our business because there's no one to manage. There's no one to create systems of operation. There's no one to lead the business into a successful path. So do you feel your role shifting? Do you feel the shift even as we're talking? Do you see where you have to pick up this responsibility of leading into a successful path? Because your staff, your business, or your finances will never, ever tend to order without help. They will always tend to chaos. They will always tend to chaos without help, without someone bringing a system of order. So one of the assignments I want you to do is I want you to do this. It's in your packet. And you can do this with your staff. You can do this alone. I would suggest that you do it alone first. But you may want to do it with your administrative staff and talk about who are the technicians and what are their roles. Who are your technicians? Who are your managers? Sometimes your managers are lead teachers. Sometimes your managers are not directors. Maybe you have just key holders right now. And you may look at this and say, you know what? I don't really have anyone managing. There's no one making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. There's no one making sure that things are done in a timely manner. There's no one really managing, making sure that things are tending to order. And then, who is your entrepreneur? Hey guys, if you can see and hear me good, put a 1 in the chat. Someone said I froze. My signal is looking real juicy and good on my side. So I want to just make sure. So, and then what is your role as the entrepreneur? For me, my role as the entrepreneur is to make sure the money flow is right. To make sure that we have enough staff to meet the needs of our community. But my main role right now as an entrepreneur is to make sure my directors, assistant directors, and directors of operations are doing their job. My job is not to manage teachers any longer. If I have to step in, I will, but that's no longer my role. So you have to decide what's your role now. Your role may not be my role. Don't compare it to my role, because, you know, our lives are not the same. And I want you to know this. I have to address this. Oh, goodness. Stay with me, all 5 days. Stay with me. Don't leave me. Owners, you cannot expect for your directors to be more invested in your financial gain than you. Don't put them in that position. Don't put your teachers in that position. Allow them to do their job. Teachers don't understand this. See, you have 10 kids in here, and your room is barely profitable. So I don't even understand what you complaining about, because you could have 15 kids. This is not management, y'all. This is not leadership. That is the onset of death of your staff. Didn't it sound nasty when I said it? When you don't move your ship and share information appropriately, you will cause a lot of jealousy and dishonesty and hurt in your staff. Be mindful of what you say as that leader. Be mindful of the spirit you carry. Be mindful of the words you let leave your mouth. And then you still have to watch over the managers to make sure that they are operating in a loving, kind, professional spirit that as you intended it to be, not a domineering spirit. So, you know, there's some risk and some rewards to both parts. But you need to make sure that you reward the people who work for you. And we're going to talk about compensation and rewards on tomorrow, right? We're going to talk about how to keep your staff motivated on tomorrow. But I want you today to think about your role. And are you putting the wrong responsibility on the wrong people? I appreciate that, LaShonda. I appreciate that, Kanisha. Then for continuity, right? Your manager's activities, they're ongoing, they're daily, right? They're daily. But you as an owner, your activities for other people may not seem continuous, but we know that they are. But your goal is to initiate change, right? Your goal is to make sure that there's optimization. And then if there's something irregular, to make sure that you step in. But our biggest reward is overall. But people will see you as an owner is that you get all the reward. So sometimes, I hear people like, why are they so jealous? Have we set up the system for them to be jealous? Are we rewarding them appropriately? Are we giving them the tools to succeed? Or are we coming in like a whirlwind, leaving out, picking up our money from the money box and saying, y'all deal with it, handle it? That's why you got a director. That's why I trained you. I'm saying it in a nasty way, but literally, that's sometimes the perceived perception that our staff has. So without us really understanding that, we can't even fix it. I love that. Kimberly says, yes, change has to happen. Change has to happen. Have you ever felt like, oh my God, there's some jealousy in the camp? Sometimes jealousy comes when we don't treat everyone fairly. We let one person get away with something, or our manager lets one person get away with something, but the other person, they're always scrutinized. Or we openly discipline people when we know that coaching should be private, training should be open, but reprimand and coaching should be private. These are some of the things that we need to think about as the leader and as the entrepreneur in our business. Are we fighting for our business to be healthy? Or are we allowing our business to decay? For me, I'm fighting. I'm fighting every day. We gave some gloves at our Childcare Millionaires Conference. And things got really difficult for me after when I had COVID, because I had to be out of the center for so long. And I was fighting. And then there were some things that happened afterwards that I was fighting. And my thing was, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. For every hit I take, I'm going to absorb power. I'm going to absorb power. But I don't want to always be in a position where I'm fighting. I want to be in a position where things are set into order and there's a smooth flow of growth. Now, when I have to fight, I'll put my gloves on. I'll do what's necessary. But I don't want to feel like I have to fight every day just to stay in business. Okay? I don't want to have to feel like I have to fight every day just to stay in business. But I will. And that's one of the things, excuse me, that I want you guys to take hold to. That as entrepreneurs, you're the visionary. You have to focus on expanding that business. You have to be the key motivator. You have to reward all people for their efforts, right? You should be able to be informal and casual with your staff. And that's why it's important for you to establish a manager. Yeah, they don't take on the risk, right? Like we take on the risk, but they're there every day. So they should work for a healthy salary. Their focus is not on expanding the business. Their focus is on making sure the daily functions are smooth in the business, right? Their motivation comes within the power in their position, right? We have to empower them to do what they need to do in order to make sure that their business runs smooth. So these are some of the key things that I want you guys to think about. So let's talk about our assignment and solution for today. If you turn to page 6 we already went over page 6. If you turn into page 7 and 8, there are 10 questions that I really want you to sit with. And I really would like for you to do it in the next 24 hours. Some of you maybe have a busy day tomorrow, but this is going to help you walk in that role as an entrepreneur or as a director. So what's the vision for your company is number one. Does the vision I have, or where I want what's the vision that I have that I want my business to be in the next 5 years? So if you're saying I want multiple locations, but you still feel like you're in that Olivia Pope stage, we know there's some things that have to change. Do I have an orderly system of doing business? But then there's a follow-up question. Is it documented? Right? Can anybody follow it? If I get sick, can anybody step in? Am I thinking about how the work should be done and how it can be improved? Do I see my business as something apart from my life, or am I the business? I'm going to tell you, for me, I am not my business. I am Brandy. My business is Imagine Me Academy, and even my business is Childcare Millionaires. But I have to have a life outside of my business. I have to have a why that's bigger than my business, that allows me to grow my business and still have a quality of life. How many of you really want a quality of life? And that's why setting order in your business is so important. You know, I see these books behind me, and I'm glad that I've been a 7-figure owner for years. But at the end of the day, when I sell this business, or when I give it to my kids, or whatever I decide to do with it, Brandy still has to live. And what will it profit me to give my life to an industry for 20, 30 years, but I have no quality of life? That's not why we became owners. We became owners for financial freedom, right? We became owners because we wanted time freedom. So I'm not trying to imprison myself, and I'm not trying to imprison my workers. I'm trying to set up a healthy environment for them where they work when it's time to work, but when they're off, where they have a vacation, and I'm not penalizing them for having vacation, because I already know that I want my employees to take 2 weeks of vacation a year. You know, I don't want my business to feel like bondage. You know, she says, this makes me sad. But we want to be striving for that quality of life, that balance between our business and our goals, and still being a person, a human, having a family. Now I'm on page 8. This is the last page you're going to do tonight. Joyce, I did bad. Keyword number 1. Keyword number 1 is manager. Keyword number 1 is manager. Thank you, Joyce. Keyword number 1 is manager. Y'all, I was on it tonight. Have y'all had a good time? If so, let me know in the chat. I will give out all 3 keywords, and then I'll tell you exactly what to do with those keywords in just a second. Keyword number 1 is manager. Please don't put it in the chat. These keywords are about to come quick because we're almost out of time. And then it asks about, do I understand the responsibilities? It asks about job roles. I want you to do these questions. I want you to do these questions because this is going to help you stand in your role. This is going to help you become the person you need to be in your business before we can worry about anyone else. I need you to do me a favor as I give keyword number 2. I'm going to give keyword number 2. Keyword number 2 is Houston. Keyword number 2 is Houston. So I want you to take, one more time, keyword number 2 is Houston. I want you to make sure that you do these pages 6, 7, and 8 tonight, right? When you do these pages 6, 7, and 8, then we're on the road to set the stage for the rest of the week. So this is helping us clarify the vision, and we're defining roles. Because as we go through the week, we're going to create a plan. We're going to create a plan to really have managers. We're going to create a plan to really make sure our technicians are well trained. And we're going to create a plan that even if you cannot be a full-time entrepreneur, and sometimes you have to be a director or a manager, that you put time in your schedule to do that entrepreneurial role, and you are moving your business forward, right? You're moving your business forward. So this is just day one. So to complete day one, these are the two badges that I want you to post. The badges are in the group. The directions to download the badges are in the group. I didn't leave you hanging. And you guys know that I love to share comments from the day before. So please make sure you do your homework and post your badges, because that's how I give out my big prizes. And we have a laptop we're giving out. We have an airfare gift card for $100 we're giving out. And we have a walkie-talkie system that we're giving out. Things that I really feel like will benefit your business. So make sure that you post your ahas for today. So do me a favor, as I'm going through the final announcements and I'm giving the last keywords, I want you to post something that you learned today that stuck with you. Something that you learned today that stuck with you. So as we go through this week and we create our superhero staff, I just want to make sure that you guys, that you walk through the lessons. Let me put the text reminders up. I think I have the number here. I do not. I will send it out in the email. I believe that they have been sending it out in the email every day doing the reminder, so you can get the text reminders. But I don't see it. Oh, you know what? I can go back to the slide. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back to the slide just in case someone else needs the text reminders. While I do that, our third keyword for today is badge. Our third keyword today is badge. Badge. And I'm going to give you instructions on what to do with those keywords in just a second. One more time, our third keyword is badge. All right, so here it is. You can text superhero staff, no space, to this number, and it will give you the reminders, the text reminders. And guys, thank you for dropping your ahas. We're going to go with them in just a second. So if you want to win the prize for today, what you need to do is respond to the text message that we sent to you with the 3 keywords. Respond to the text message that we sent to you. We're going to reward those people who are signed up for the text messages. We want you to respond to the text messages, and we are going to pick a certain number. We already have the number pre-decided, and we will announce our winners in about 2 minutes. So just for those of you who you're with us for the first time, make sure that you are in the group. For those of you who don't know, we do have a membership. This is the link. It's childcare membership, and we just because it's our birthday month, we were running a few specials. We had a special on the yearly, but if you want to join and you want to be a part of our membership, this is the information. You could take a screenshot. Our members will tell you that they absolutely love it. And you can try it out for $21 for the first month. After that, it's $99 a month. And there is absolutely no cancellation fees, no contracts or anything like that. But some of you have been asking about it, and I wanted to make sure that every night that we told you about the actual membership that we have. And anyone in the group, they can attest to the membership and they can let you know exactly how that works. And then for those of you that want to come to Houston, you guys know that we have our conference. We'll talk about it more throughout the week. But I do want you to know that we have our conference and we're running all of our tickets, buy one, get one free. And we'll be talking about that throughout the week as well. While I find the winner, I'm going to play a quick little video. Don't forget to make sure you tune in tomorrow. We have thrown in some bonuses for the event. We did a super staff boot camp last time, and we're going to throw it in with the recordings when you buy your tickets, plus the buy one, get one free. We want you guys to be there in Houston, and we want you guys to join in and have a lot of fun with us in Houston, Texas. I'm going to play this quick video, and I'm going to come back with the winners.
Hi, my name is Francesca Velasquez, and I am from Stamford, Connecticut. And Childcare Millionaires has been amazing. I have learned to shift my mindset. I have learned to not work in my business, but work on my business. When I first met Brandy back during the pandemic, she taught me and gave me the confidence to give over the keys to have openers. So I didn't have to get up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning to go open my center, because I was paying other people to do that. And I am so excited about what the future is going to bring me. Thank you.
Okay, I have some winners. My first winner is Zelinda Artis. Zelinda, are you there? Zelinda, are you there? And my next winner is Cheyenne Bernez. Cheyenne, are you there? Belinda and Cheyenne. I hope you're here. Belinda and Cheyenne. Zelinda Artis, is that you, Lisa? Please confirm. Yay! Congratulations, Cheyenne. What we need you to do now is just okay, there we go. Yay. All you need to do is respond to the text saying that you are a day one winner and give us your email, because we're going to do the Amazon gift cards. They will come directly from Amazon. So we need your address and your email. We order them through Amazon Prime. So make sure you respond with your email and your address. And Zelinda, I'm trying to see if you're there. Okay, that is, I did not know your real name was Zelinda. Okay, cool. And so congratulations to our two winners. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. So I learned today that as a new daycare owner, I need to identify my roles. Good. Devette says, I'm starting with the woman in the mirror. Thank you, Shantae. She says, I'm looking forward to Tuesday. Sharon said, my role as the leader to start first with that woman in the mirror. Leslie says, I'm coming to Houston. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't have to run the whole show. Come on, Angela. I love it. I love it. Danita says, the 3 roles of childcare stuck with me the worst. I'm working on myself to the entrepreneur level. This Patricia says, change has begun with me. I love it. So tomorrow night, guys, we'll be together. We'll be on day 2. We hope that you join us. We hope that you stick with us and you stay with us. Zelinda and who is my other winner? I know this other winner. I'm going to make sure that I have. And Cheyenne, make sure you send us your information. Respond to the text with your address and your email, because I'm not sure which one that they will need to send your prizes out to you. But we're going to try to send out all prizes by Sunday. We're going to get better at sending out our prizes. We're going to send out all of our prizes until Sunday. All right, guys. Tonight has been beautiful. It's exactly 9 o'clock. We did it. We did it. We did it. We ended exactly at 9 o'clock. I'm so excited, and I pray and hope to see you in Houston. All right, guys, y'all have a beautiful night, and I'll see you soon. Hey, childcare owners, are you there? I'm calling out all the childcare owners and directors. It's your girl, B Woods, Brandy Woods, the millionaire midwife, and your millionaire childcare success coach. Now, many of you were with me this weekend at the Back to School Childcare Summit, and boy, did we learn a lot. Everything from enrollments, automations, how to get tax credits, and how to market during these crazy times. But the work doesn't stop there. We invite you into our Childcare Accelerator membership. And right now, you can try it out for the first 30 days for just $21. Girl, that's less than lunch. So click the button below, start your $21 trial, and I guarantee you will love it. It has forms, tools, resource library, and live classes every single month, expert trainers, work sessions, you name it, just $21. This deal won't last long, so click the button. Come on, girl. What you waiting on? Click the button and join a group of childcare owners who have thrived, not just survived during these crazy times, right? You can get all of the community, the relationship, and the resources you need just by joining the Childcare Accelerator membership. Go ahead, click the button. It's not going to hurt. I promise you, we're here to help. For those of you who stay to the end, I'll see you guys soon, but I'll definitely see you at the base.